Have you ever wondered what would happen if the world was really flat? Let's take a moment to delve into the captivating concept of a flat Earth. This hypothesis, as intriguing as it may sound, has been in existence for centuries. Ancient civilizations, from the Egyptians to the Greeks, held onto the belief that the world was a flat disk floating in the ocean. It wasn't until the classical period that philosophers like Pythagoras started to challenge this belief, proposing the idea of a spherical Earth. Fast forward to the present day, and you'd be surprised to find out that there are still proponents of the flat Earth theory. They make up a small but vocal minority, challenging the widely accepted norm of a spherical Earth. Now let's get a bit scientific and compare the fundamental differences between a spherical and flat Earth. A spherical Earth, the one we're all familiar with, is shaped like a ball. It's a three-dimensional shape, and this allows for the existence of gravity, different time zones, and the changing seasons. On the other hand, a flat Earth is imagined as a two-dimensional disk, with the North Pole at the center and a giant wall of ice, the so-called Antarctic, forming the outer edge. It's a concept that completely changes our understanding of gravity, climate, and even the way we travel. It's also worth noting that if Earth was flat, we wouldn't experience the curvature of the horizon, a phenomenon that has been observed by astronauts in space and even by travelers on high-altitude flights. In essence, the flat Earth theory presents a radically different perspective on our planet's shape. Its proponents argue against centuries of scientific understanding, challenging the status quo and sparking debates that push the boundaries of our knowledge. Imagine living on a pancake-like planet. Sounds intriguing, doesn't it? Yet, as we'll see in the upcoming scenes, this would significantly alter the way we experience life as we know it. Let's venture further into this hypothetical world and explore the scientific implications of a flat Earth. Scene script. First, consider gravity. It pulls everything towards the center, but how would it work on a flat Earth? Gravity, that invisible force that keeps our feet firmly on the ground, operates in a very specific way. It pulls everything towards the center of mass. On a spherical planet like ours, this means that no matter where you stand, you're always being pulled towards the center of the Earth. It's why we don't feel like we're standing at an angle, even though the Earth is a sphere. But what if the Earth were flat? Well, things would get a bit weird. If gravity still pulled everything towards the center of mass, it would mean that everything would get pulled towards the middle of the flat Earth. Imagine standing on this hypothetical flat Earth. If you were standing in the middle, you wouldn't feel much different, but the further you walked towards the edge, the stronger the sideways pull of gravity would become. It would be as if you were climbing a steep hill, with the slope getting steeper the further you moved from the center. In extreme cases, near the edge, you might even find yourself walking sideways, pulled by the force of gravity towards the center. But that's not all. This strange gravitational pull would have major implications on our daily lives. Buildings would need to be built slanting inwards, trees would grow diagonally, and rivers, they would flow uphill towards the center of the Earth. Even our bodies would adapt to these unusual conditions. Over time, we might evolve to become shorter on one side, to combat the constant sideways pull. And forget about playing sports like soccer or baseball. The balls would always veer towards the center of the Earth. So, in a world where the Earth is flat, gravity wouldn't pull us down, it would pull us sideways towards the center. It's an odd thought, isn't it? But that's the beauty of science. It allows us to explore these fascinating what-if scenarios and understand our world in new and interesting ways. So, instead of being pulled towards the center, we would be pulled towards the middle. Bizarre, huh? Ever thought about the edge of a flat Earth? Where does it end? Now, let's dive into the theories surrounding the edge of a flat Earth. It's a topic that sparked curiosity and debate among theorists, scientists, and armchair philosophers alike. Some flat Earth proponents suggest that our planet is encircled by a vast, impenetrable ice wall. This wall, they argue, holds the oceans back, preventing them from spilling over the edge, a bit like a colossal natural version of your bathroom shower tray. Imagine that. Others propose a more fantastical theory, suggesting the edge of the world is a portal to another dimension or universe. As you approach the edge, you're transported to a different reality altogether. It's a theory that borrows heavily from science fiction, but one that captures the imagination nonetheless. Now, what are the implications of having an edge to our world? For starters, navigation would be a whole different ballgame. Instead of circumnavigating the globe, we'd be circumnavigating a disk. Leaving from one point and sailing straight could land you at the edge of the world rather than bringing you back to where you started. And what about the view? The edge of a flat Earth might offer a unique vista, like staring into the abyss of space from the rim of a giant coin. It could be a sight so compelling, so awe-inspiring, it might just be worth the trip. Of course, we can't forget about the danger. Falling off the edge of the Earth would certainly be a perilous journey. Would there be a point of no return? A gravitational pull that once crossed would inexorably draw you into the void? These theories, as fascinating as they are, remain just that, theories. Until we have concrete evidence, the shape and nature of our planet will continue to be a subject of study and speculation. Falling off the edge of the Earth would certainly add a new dimension to travel. What about our 24-hour day? How would sunrises and sunsets work, you might ask? Well, let's delve into that. On our spherical Earth, day and night are the result of a rather elegant dance between our planet and the sun. The Earth spins on its axis, an imaginary line running from the North Pole to the South Pole, completing one full rotation every 24 hours. As the Earth turns, different parts of the planet are exposed to the sun's light, creating the cycle of day and night we're all familiar with. Now imagine for a moment we're living on a flat Earth. The mechanics of day and night would be drastically different. If the sun were to hover above a flat Earth, it would shine down equally across the entire surface. There would be no place for shadows to hide, no cozy corners of darkness to tuck ourselves into for a good night's sleep. This constant exposure to sunlight would turn our daily routines upside down. Our sleep patterns, regulated by the rise and fall of the sun, would be thrown into disarray. The circadian rhythm, our internal biological clock that aligns our bodily functions and behaviors with the 24-hour cycle of day and night, would be utterly disrupted. The lack of darkness could wreak havoc on our health as well. Darkness triggers the production of melatonin, a hormone that helps us sleep. Without it, we could suffer from insomnia and other health issues. Moreover, the absence of a daily sunrise and sunset would rob us of some of the most beautiful moments nature has to offer. Those brilliant hues of orange, pink, and purple that paint the sky at dawn and dusk. They're a result of the sun's rays passing through more of the Earth's atmosphere at an angle, scattering blue and violet light and letting the warmer colors shine through. So a flat Earth could mean saying goodbye to our regular sunrise and sunset. It's a fascinating concept to ponder, but I think most of us would agree. We'd rather keep our spinning sphere just as it is. So, would a flat Earth change our lives? Indeed it would. Our little exploration today has made it abundantly clear that if our world were flat, life as we know it would be significantly different. Let's take a quick trip down memory lane and revisit the key points we've uncovered. We started with the flat Earth hypothesis, the idea that the world is not a sphere but a plane or a disk. This concept, though widely debunked by modern science, has its roots in ancient civilizations and still finds a few supporters today. Next, we dove into the deep well of gravitational differences. Remember how we discussed that gravity pulls everything towards the center of mass? On a spherical Earth, that's the core. But on a flat Earth, it would pull everything towards the center, making life on the edges quite a dizzying experience. The third stop on our journey was the edge of the world. A flat Earth would have an edge, a boundary where the world ends. Imagine standing there, staring into the abyss of space. It's a captivating image, but one that science tells us is purely fictional. Then we ventured into the realm of day and night. The cycle of light and darkness that we're so accustomed to would be drastically different on a flat Earth. Sunrises and sunsets would be a whole new ballgame, with the sun circling above us, casting its light unevenly. In sum, a flat Earth would take us into uncharted territories, challenging our understanding of the world and the universe. But fear not, science has our back. Centuries of observations, experiments, and mathematical calculations have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that our Earth is a sphere. The flat Earth theories, though intriguing, simply do not hold up against the weight of scientific evidence. It's safe to say, life on a flat Earth would be far from the world we know, but thankfully science assures us we're living on a sphere,